Hey yo, it's Vondo, and we are a few hours released from the Modern Warfare 2 release, 2022, in the States. Now, I know it's released in other regions due to time zones and all that, and there's been some workarounds playing the game early and whatnot. I wouldn't recommend that, because you may get locked or banned, but hey, do what you want. I don't really care. We're gonna have some thoughts in the game, freestyle commentary, I suppose. Last time we did something like this was around Vanguard's release, which over a year ago, and my thoughts on that were pretty accurate when it came to the release of the game and how I felt. So hopefully it'll be the same for this, because I'm a bit more positive when it comes to this game and its theme. So let's just get into it. Now, Modern Warfare 2, one thing I know I'm just not gonna like right now is the nostalgia. And it's kind of funny how things have lined up. Another Modern Warfare 2 game, another recession, but hey, that's how life is. But when it comes to the game, I'm not going to be the biggest fan of them, milking all the nostalgia, because this game isn't going to be like Modern Warfare 2 from 2008, 2009. It's not at all. It's going to be a lot more balanced. Of course, you got things like skill-based matchmaking in the game, so that good old pump stomping that you would do back in the day, that's not happening anymore. That's a thing of the past. The last game to really pump stomping like that was Black Ops 4, and yeah, thing of the past. So I'm not a big fan of all the nostalgia. It's going to be milked for this game, and the feelings people are going to have coming into this game is like, oh, it's Modern Warfare 2. It's going to be just like the one back in 08, 09. That's not the case. But hey, man, nostalgia sells. They're going to keep doing it. Like, this is the 5th game with Modern Warfare in the title. They're going to have another game with Black Ops in the title. The brand recognition, name recognition, it works, so I can't be too mad at them. But I'm not gonna like the nostalgia when it comes to the maps and the content updates and the drops. Oh, why isn't the XR like the one back in MW2? Like, I'm not gonna like everything like that. That's gonna be associated with the game. But when it comes to balancing in this game, I don't know what's gonna be the best gun yet. Now, I'm going to assume, and I'm talking about ARs here, I'm going to assume when it comes to the assault rifles, it'll either be the SCAR or anything from that SIG platform. That's what I'm gonna guess with. No reason at all. I mean, it is an educated guess, but that's what I'm gonna go with. The M4, and that will be the thing that has the most cosmetics for it, because it's just so easy to customize. There's so many things you can do with it. But when it comes to the best performing guns in the games, when it comes to the assault rifles, I'm going with the SCAR and anything from that SIG platform, and maybe the HK33, and it's referred to as the Lockman, I think, in this game. So that's what I'll go with. Those will be my top 3 rifles until you got other content updates and drops, and something may change when it comes to the meta, a few seasons down the line. But that's being on weapon balance. Spawns, this was a big complaint of mine in the beta. I could just hope they got adjusted and hope they maybe move some of these flags around. I don't know they did any of that. But hopefully, honestly, what I would like to see, if it's not at launch, I would like to see capture flag within the first couple of seasons, because that's my game mode. They put capture flag in, they got good kill streaks, and the maps are fun. I'll be a happy camper, figuratively and literally, when it comes to this game. Actually, a sentinel, because that's what Infinity Ward is using to call campers now, which is odd. But yeah, if they've had those things in the game, they got CTF, they got good maps, kill streaks are good, I'll be fine. I really will. Like, I know maybe my standards are just a bit lower for these games, maybe, but like, I'm not asking for these games to hold my attention for the course of over a year. I'm really just looking for 4 months quality multiplayer, because when it comes to my casual friends, they usually jump to something else by then and spend that time. So I'm just looking for 4 months casual multiplayer, not casual, quality multiplayer with my friends, and then if I get that, I'm all good, and if it's even longer, better. And that's really what I'm looking for. I'm not asking for too much. Well, your standards are too low, but I just know how the industry is, how things change, man. I'm not asking for much. Just give me a quality multiplayer for a few months. I would like to see some emphasis on multiplayer for at least the first month, even some months after Warzone 2 launches, but please, just don't abandon multiplayer within, the course of 3 months. Like, just please don't, man. Like, I really appreciate multiplayer. I think Warzone's a good battle royale too, even though I'm not the biggest fan of battle royales. But I would like to see some attention for it, for just a decent amount of time, because I noticed that shift once Black Ops 4, when they introduced Blackout, how they just weren't focused on multiplayer content anymore. And of course, I got amped up to the extreme when Warzone dropped, and it was good, so I can't blame him for doing that. But I would like to see some quality attention given to multiplayer for the first few months of the game, and not have it be, you know, a glorified a feeder system. Yeah, that's better. A feeder system like in baseball for just leveling up your weapons to use in Warzone. I would like it to be fun and engaging, and if people want to, you know, level up some guns, they have fun doing that, and they go back to Warzone, that's cool. But I don't want it just being here, oh yeah, you just use this game mode to level up your weapons, and then you hop back in Warzone. I don't want that. I would like multiplayer to be, you know, fun and engaging throughout the year. Now, one thing I'm not sure about right now is what they're going to do when it comes to this game after year one. I mean, this is unprecedented territory for Call of Duty. It's going to be a 2-year title. I never thought they would do it. I was screaming the loudest in Modern Warfare 2019 that they're not making this a 2-year game, and they did it for Modern Warfare 2019. I also said they wouldn't do it ever, but I was clearly wrong. And apparently Triumph's next title, which is coming out in 2024, that would also be a 2-year title. So I was clearly wrong in that aspect. I am worried about what they're going to do. I mean, the only leak I have seen when it comes to that has been, you know, a map pack's going to re-release all the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer maps, which, again, that nostalgia I talked about earlier. But I have no idea what they're going to do when it comes to year 2 of this game. I do suspect a big update of some sort, though, after they get past the year mark, because they'll refresh the game. But I don't know. It's going to be real interesting. Looking forward to it. I mean, hopefully things like the matchmaking don't become too much of a problem by then, because like one legitimate complaint about skill-based matchmaking that I've never seen mentioned is how, you know, it affects these games as they get older and how they lose more players when it comes to queue times, when it comes to shrinking your player pool, connection. Like, that's the one thing I would be worried about, being that's going to be a 2-year title, and just have more people play the game less and less as it's older. So I'm worried about that, but hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. And when it comes to skill-based matchmaking itself, I'll make a video on it, because some streamers had said some things about it. I'm not going to act like I'm a fan of skill-based matchmaking. I'm not. But what I've realized with these games that had it in it, or it's been more emphasized in recent Call of Duty titles, that's not the reason why I didn't enjoy those games. Those other games just didn't have the maps or the content or anything else that I didn't enjoy. But it wasn't the skill-based matchmaking. Like, that's something I've realized. A couple years later, do I still like the design philosophies of Joe Seacat from Modern Warfare 2019? No. Was I a bit harsh on him sometimes, saying he should be fired? Well, I said he should be fired like Condrey and Glenn Schofield, which means he stops doing what he's doing right now, but he gets promoted. So, yeah, I mean, it's not too bad to say he should be fired for that, but, oh man. Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, was I a fan of it? No. Do I think that they've catered a bit too much to camping and this iteration and in previous iterations when it comes to Modern Warfare, with 2019 and this one coming up? Yes, they have. But that's what developers want to do. I mean, I can admire when developers actually have some backbone when it comes to the things they actually want to do in their games, because sometimes fans just don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, I hate to be that blunt, but that's how it is with some fans sometimes. But I'm glad they have a backbone for the philosophy, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it when it comes to, you know, being a lot more catered to slower paced gameplay. But I played Modern Warfare 2019. I did enjoy it, so it doesn't really matter that much, really. And then you have the other developers; they can do that other stuff when it comes to these games being faster paced and whatnot. When it comes to the movement, because I just saw someone bunny hopping across this gameplay, I don't know if they're gonna do the movement. I don't know if they're gonna nerf it, adjust it. I didn't like the way the slide was in the beta, because it felt a bit clunky. One, you couldn't hit fire while sliding, so it's just mainly a movement tool, which I can be fine with it just being a movement tool, but like being able to hit fire while sliding, you know, throw your equipment, I think you should have that. I don't think that's too much. If you want to tone down things like the bunny hopping and the slide canceling, totally fine with that, especially when it comes to slide canceling, because one, I think that was an unintended, you know, consequence of implementing a new engine or a broken gameplay mechanic. So I don't care that it got removed or nerfed harshly in the beta. I don't, because it was just something unintended. I mean, you know, implementing a new engine, things like that. And the fact that, I mean, it's used to, you know, break the game essentially. You're trying to camera players, like, alright, I know it's movement, it's a skill gap, whoop-de-whoop-whoop, but it's Call of Duty. It's not the hardest game to pick out and play out there. And I would know because I was a player that first started playing this game out. I was a .23 player in Black Ops 1 on my own account. I got up to like a .7 at the end of the year when that game came out. And then in Modern Warfare 2019 I had like a 2.3. So the game's not hard to play. The game's not hard to play. But it's whatever. And we'll talk about the mini-map too, so we're talking about some recent changes and whatnot. And the developers standing on their own 2 feet, having a backbone for their gameplay philosophies. I'm cool with the mini-map, not being interested in the mini-map. It's mainly because I like not having to use a silencer all the time. And I've grown to appreciate it in Modern Warfare 2019. So while it is different, I'm fine with it, and I know why they did it. New players just don't use the mini-map, and they know experienced players knowing how to use the mini-maps and they get new players killed a lot more. So that's why they did it. Like, it's one way they cater to lower skilled players. It's whatever, if you ask me honestly. But there we have it. Game's launching in a few hours. I'll try to get something good out tonight. It depends. But yeah, we'll do a review later. We'll have multiple reviews when it comes to seasons, the multiplayer and whatnot, and the challenge progression. We'll do all that later. But for tonight, we'll see where we go with Modern Warfare 2. We'll see where we go with Modern Warfare 2 2022. And without the way, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe. I'm out.